It's amazing. In the past, we had to sit and listen to these evolutionists spout their nonsense. And today, it is fully accepted by even many of their high priests. And you can see this on the website there, because it's all from YouTube, where people like their top professors are saying, well, the fossil record doesn't support us. And they're coming up with new ideas on what it is. You see, there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of almost blind faith. One of them says it is a belief. It is a faith. And you'll see all that. But, how fabulous it is to see the biblical way of doing things now confirmed more and more every day. And this information that has been so held down because of organizations such as YouTube, people who've been frustrated and haven't been able to get the information out now can get it out fantastically, absolutely fantastically, because of YouTube. And now you can see it. It's amazing. And you can see going back through the ages and what people have drawn and what they have seen and the footprints. And, they don't really know what to say, these evolutionists. I mean, there's one who said, oh, well, that's all carved in the ground. And they said, as you saw on that film there, here we go, we've got this bulldozer, let's move up that bluff over there. And they had the cameras and the television and the newspapers there, and they moved it. And there were the footprints there. Now, you couldn't carve there. It was just being moved. And they lifted it up, and there it was. They don't know what to say. They have got no transitional forms, and that's now generally accepted. They put up things like the coelacanth as being the only thing that could crawl out the water, only to find it. But it was one of the few fish that couldn't get above 200 to 300 foot towards the surface, otherwise it tended to blow up, and that was the end of that. Then they put a Piltdown man, and guess what? They found that didn't work that well because it was a fraud. It had been put together with bones from different eras of different animals. Man here, head of a man, and a jaw of a chimpanzee, etc. And so they withdrew that one. And there's a whole lot more after that. So this man here is so accurate. And, there's so much evidence now, and YouTube has got so much on this, on its various sites here, that it is really encouraging for people like me who for many years have been pointing in this direction. But I am not an archaeologist. I am not the person who goes scrabbling in the ground. And there was no books supporting it, but now there is. There's a lot of books supporting it. A lot more, but not to the degree we can see here. And there's nothing more encouraging than to hear finally the truth being given out. And this nonsense where they're saying that the Bible doesn't mention it. I mean, I've known it has for a long time, but to try and pull it together. Now we've got all the evidence there, and it's coming through so fast. And not only that, the archaeology of the Middle East, which just in one area alone, in the area where Manasseh was in Israel, there's over just in the last 4 years, they found another 1,000 references that tie up to the Bible, proving the Bible again. Altars and all sorts of things mention the Bible, they're there. And the beauty is about the Bible, unlike, say, the Book of Mormon, which has no archaeology backing it up, the Bible actually, if it says there's a hill there with a river at the bottom, there's a hill there with a river at the bottom. If it says there's a city on top of that, there's a city there. If they say there's a well there, they go there, and especially during the war, the Israeli army used the Bible to find various sources and various things that was said it was there, and they went and found them. And that's how they got water sometimes and various things. That is how accurate the Bible is. So if the physical things that we can find, and things like avarice, where the Exodus started from, we found the chariot wheels under the sea. There's just so much that we found. And the churches are saying nothing, and these archaeologists who are digging in the ground are sort of saying, why aren't they putting it out? There's a man called Ron Wyatt, and he did a lot of work, and he was dying of cancer, and he finally did die. You don't find a man like that lying, an honourable man like that, but you've got these people who say he was. And I wonder who is lying now. They're lying. And that's what you see. And you see these people who make comments here. What do? They just make personal statements, and they've got nothing to offer except be personal. That's all they've got. And I think it's about time that we discounted such nonsense until they come up with some actual evidence. And a man like this, who has scrabbled in the ground and found stuff, and yes, I'm so happy that we've got this information now, and the belief systems that we've got are being backed up by the evidences from the ground and evidences from all over the planet. Thank you very much for listening, and please go through there, because all YouTube stuff in any event.